Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside the class of 1923 arena. This is Bob Long with the Drexel Hockey Network. Mike Crisafulli on camera for us tonight. Well, a wintry mix is making its way into Philadelphia, but nothing stops one of the great rivalries across the ACHA. Drexel against the United States Naval Academy, two of the best programs year in and year out in the ACHA and the ECHA, and these have huge implications on the line. Navy has come into this game losing to Villanova last night. In many ways, their postseason hopes lay in the balance. They need a win here against Drexel. On the Dragon side of things, they went to Westchester and won an absolutely crucial game last night against the Golden Rams, something that puts them just a few points ahead of Westchester in that division. And of course, regular season determines who goes to the postseason, so the regular season champion can be determined and will be determined over the next few weeks, and this game will be absolutely essential in determining that. Throw a rivalry game on top of that, and the Cold Steel Classic, a second-year event, really brought together around this game, and you have all the makings for a wonderful atmosphere and a great hockey game. Thanks for being here with us for it on DHN. A great crowd on hand. We're now going to turn your attention to the ice for the pregame formalities and festivities.
Thank you again for coming, and here's
Pretty amazing scene as Navy stands at attention until the colors are marched off the ice, and we are now ready for hockey here at the Class of 1923 Arena. Thanks to everybody for being here with us. It should be nothing short of a tremendous evening here in Philadelphia. The weather is blustery outside, snow is falling, but here on the ice, these two teams are ready to get after it. Navy in the blue, Drexel in the home gold. Drexel currently has the upper hand on Navy in the ECHA standings. They have the upper hand on everybody by virtue of their regulation win over Westchester on the road last night. But that lead is precarious. Navy could make a charge. Certainly Westchester, by virtue of just one Drexel loss, could push back ahead. And it is going to be tight the rest of the way in this league. It's one of the more competitive leagues that you'll see. Now, an honorary puck drop on the other end of the ice. Well done there. Captains Alexander Vandenberg and Dylan Hart. And that was a canine drop in that puck. Very special. And it just has a special feel here tonight. A little bit extra every time these two teams get together. They don't like each other very much, but they certainly respect one another. And they see each other every single year, twice a year, with postseason implications on the line. And we're underway here in Philadelphia. Drexel defeated Navy 7-4 after going down 2-0 in Annapolis earlier this year. Luke Marcus is in net for Navy. He's 11-1 on the year, a .915 save percentage. 3.1 goals against average. This is Alexander Vandenberg, number 9, pulling it back behind the net. Now sent right across, back to the point. Top of the circle, shot comes right by. Cleared away by Cameron Neely, chased on by Schickling and Crane. First to get it, though, is Michael Burkhardt. This one will come back on Marcus, and he will cover it up. One storyline to watch here today is the emergence of Blaze Kilroy. He's wearing number 10 for the Drexel Dragons. A transfer came in just at the beginning of this semester and playing his first home game here tonight. Team has a lot of high expectations for him, a lot of great defensemen already, adds to that already great depth. Now here comes Navy on the counter, pulling it ahead, Joseph Kelly, number 24, and it's offside. 19:09 to play, still scoreless. On the ice for Drexel, Christopher Hagan, Patrick McGinley, Dylan Hart, with Wyeth Kuhl and Nicholas Urbani in the back. Jeremy Wick is back in net. And a bad pass. Here's an opportunity. Nice block in there by Wyeth Kuhl. Laying his body on the line. Here's Dylan Hart the other way. Off-angle shot comes right across. Hart is drilled into the boards, and here comes Joseph Kelly carrying it the other way for the midshipman. Long shot is directed wide. Quick shot right on Wick. Now the follow. Wick makes a glove save on the Josiah Tolvo shot. Drexel perhaps the least bit tight early on here. A couple of not so good turnovers. One laid it right on the stick of Navy and gave Joseph Kelly a wonderful shot on net. Now Gianluca Travia winds it behind for Bradley Crane. Crane, one touch. Here come the Dragons, Kyle Fiore. Brought on by Nathan Runk. Shot comes on, and it was deflected before it ever got to the net. Big hit into the sideboards. Kept in the zone at the point by Bradley Crane. And now Navy loses an edge. Runk is in there trying to forecheck, but well done to push that three as Josiah Tolvo has no numbers and turns it over. Runk comes down with it. Drexel getting a change. Nobody up there helping Runk. He'll be well served just to hold that against the backboards, but Navy pries it free. Flipped high, and that will get over the head of Crane. And they are going to call that icing. 17:49 to play. Faceoff will come in the Drexel offensive zone. Bob Long on play-by-play. Mike Crisafulli has been nothing short of a tremendous cameraman all year long. Back at it again here today. And this is one that everybody had circled on the calendar from both programs. Kyle Weller wins the faceoff. Aaron Carmichael's shot was deflected before it got to the net. Tolvo brings it back down the ice. Tolvo will leak that one into the zone. Navy with a full change. Drexel turns on it now. This is Blaze Kilroy. Nice touch pass. Up the ice comes Eugene Lim. Brings it in from an off angle across the blue paint. Weller will feed it back down below the goal line. And Drexel able to corral it. Lim with patience. Now his shot comes just wide. Didn't have a ton on it. Carmichael and now Weller comes onto the puck. Back for Kilroy. His shot comes right on net and save made by Luke Marcus. And the first look for the home faithful at Blaze Kilroy, what he has from a wrister. Safe to say it's impressive. Face-off one again, back to Kilroy. That shot is brought down with a high stick. And Drexel will touch up. We'll get a stoppage and a face-off. 17:02 to play. Cameron Neely against Luke Turk. Turk controls the face-off, but Drexel comes on it. And they're going to first force Luke Marcus to cover it up. Drexel came into the weekend 18-3, 1-1. Navy 18-5, 2-0. Drexel has only lost twice at any period, regulation, overtime, or shootout, in the ECHA play. Navy's done that 5 times. Again, a combination of overtime losses, shootout losses, and regulation losses. So all that factors into the point totals. But safe to say this one is a necessary game for the Naval Academy, and they're coming out with the energy to show it. Here's Mike Church-Vera, the defenseman for Drexel, off for Blaze Kilroy. Up at center ice, it's whacked and hits the side of the board, comes off funny. Give maybe an opportunity for Navy, but Drexel able to get it back. Now Hagen skates onto the puck, backhands it across, and Navy is there to clear it out to center. Matthew Stamler, the leading point scorer on this Navy team, will just dump it deep. Long ice pass onto the tape of Hart. Hart stays with it. Drops it back for McGinley. McGinley to the backhand. Sent across. That one came right past the post. Now another shot from an off angle won't go. They had Marcus sprawling, and now Navy able to clear. Fired back deep, and Drexel back to get it. Wyeth Cool, along with Nicholas Urbani. It's on Urbani's stick right now. Taking off the puck right in front, and a big-time save by Jeremy Wick at point-blank range as Flagler could not lift the puck. The other way now come the Dragons. Hart could not quite handle it. He'll skate onto it first. Drexel getting a half change. Hart now back behind the net. Patrick McGinley sent across, and a great job by Navy to lay down the stick. That's the assistant captain, Michael Burkhardt. Turning on it now, number 10, Connor Hayden. McGinley loses an edge for Drexel. Brendan Reynolds dumps it deep as number 26, Andrew Douglas, is taken down. Kyle Fiore touches it up. That'll wave off icing. Drexel with a change. 15:01 to play. This place is a little bit louder than it normally is. A great crowd on this side of the ice directly below us in the broadcast booth. And a big hit by Nathan Runk. That one flipped up and out of play because of the small boards here. They don't call the delay of game at this level. But the faceoff will come back inside the Drexel zone. 14:46 to play. We're still scoreless. Faceoff controlled by Turk, but it's going to be Kyle Weller getting it right back, feeding along the back boards. Lim, right in front, shot and save by Luke Marcus. Larceny with the left hand. That was a kicked puck as well from Eugene Lim. His stick was being held up, so he just moved that left foot forward, sent it right in front, and it was a golden opportunity for the Drexel Dragons. Luke Marcus says no. Michael Corkery off for Eugene Lim, who will bang it around the backboards. Aaron Carmichael back behind the net. .14:21 here left in this first period. Drexel continuing to forecheck. Navy now able to clear, carried on by Matthew Stamler. He's got a ton of speed and a great howitzer of a shot. Corkery rides Stamler into the backboards. Now Carmichael with the puck for Drexel. Long cross-ice pass comes onto Eugene Lim's stick. He can't control it, and Navy will pump it back out. Carrying on now, Derek Golembrowski, and Navy will be content to get a change. Full line change for the midshipmen as the Drexel Dragons come back up the ice. Feathered forward, and now number 21, James Schickling, comes onto it. Jamie Crane is in there as well, but wonderful work on the backboards by Brendan Reynolds. Now Andrew Douglas, a long pass, finds its way onto a Navy stick and sent back down below the goal line. Mike Churchvara turns with it. Open ice here for the Drexel Dragons. That pass was a little bit behind Crane. Now coming onto it is James Schickling. Schickling loses an edge, but it stays in the zone thanks to the pinch from Mike Churchvara. Cameron Neely sends back behind the net for Schickling. Schickling sends right in front. Nobody was there, but retreating to the point is Churchvara. Long shot and a one-timer. There was open net there, but Crane could not connect on the one-timer. Kilroy shot. Saved by Marcus. He's sprawling around. He's been tested, and he has been good so far. Full line changes on both sides. There's an energy on the rink here tonight. Kilroy back at the point. Good decision there as there was a lot of traffic. Now back to Hart. Shot from an off angle. Don't know if that ever got to Marcus. Turning on it now, the captain, Alexander Vandenberg. Vandenberg flips it up. He will chase it back as number 14, Joseph Giannini, goes back for a change. Drexel able to control the puck and will pull it back up the ice. Hagan can't touch that puck. Would have been a delay. It was a delayed offside. Would have been offside if he touched it. Gives Vandenberg a full head of steam. He pops it just over the top crossbar. Now Navy brings it back. Patience here as they cross it. And it was looking for Edward Chu, but he couldn't control it. Nicholas Urbani carries on. Drexel getting a change. He sends across, nobody there, but able to maintain that possession, send across, and once again, Navy able to corral it. Long pass doesn't catch the stick of Matthew Stamler, and Drexel turns back with it. Eugene Lim loses the puck, pumped back along the sideboards, and Drexel forced to retreat. Wyeth Cool flips it up over the stick of Weller, and that will wave off the icing. Aaron Carmichael on the backboards, now Lim. Lim with patience. Carmichael now from an off angle spins it back to the goal line. Eugene Lim, off angle shot. That's off the pad of Luke Marcus. Marcus has been good in net so far. Shot from Crane, didn't have a lot on it. Blocked in front there by Joseph Giannini. Carmichael spins. Has Lim there as well if he wants him. Does drop it back, and it's pumped right back to the sideboards. Carmichael is there, and Drexel continues this forecheck. Edward Chow, now flipped high by Joseph Kelly. Drexel gets a full change. Drexel has an opportunity for a long pass. They get it onto the stick of Cameron Neely. Schickling is in there now. Pretty good recovery by Navy, but not done yet. Corkery shot. That one was off the stick of Neely and went just wide. Neely is taken down. Schickling in there trying to corral it, but it's brought back by Zachary Flagler, who fires it into his own bench with 10:27 to play. Still scoreless here in the first period. Live on the Drexel Hockey Network, Bob Long on play-by-play, and Mike Crisafulli on camera. It'll be Cameron Neely against Andrew Douglas in the face-off circle. Blaze Kilroy shields the puck. He's hit decently as he pushes it forward. Comes on to Marcus, and Marcus, good stick work there to keep that puck live. Now Navy looking to clear, and they will. Santa Cross, as a big hit, comes now to Tolvo. Tolvo overruns the puck. Drexel sends it back down. This should wave off the icing, and indeed it does. I don't think they waved it off initially. Perhaps they should have. Now right in front, opportunity for Schickling. Big save by Marcus. Navy turns the other way. The captain, Vandenberg, right in on Jeremy Wick, and he'll let go of that puck. Certainly maybe a slow whistle there allows Drexel to bring it back up the ice. Nathan Runk brings it right in. The backhand was deflected. Wonderful defense that time by Brendan Reynolds. Now Navy onto the tape of Connor Hayden. Hayden couldn't quite control it, but Navy still with control just over midway through this first period, and we're scoreless. In the first matchup, it was penalty issues for the Drexel Dragons and allowed Drexel, well, I should say allowed Navy to take a 2-0 lead, and Drexel had to fight their way back in that one. Totally clean through the first 11 minutes. 5-on-5 hockey the whole time. This could be and will be an icing. .8:57 to play, first period. Drexel in the gold from right to left. Navy in the blue uniforms with the gold numbers. Shot comes on Wick. Rebound bounces high, and Nicholas Urbani is there. That puck taken off the stick of Brendan Reynolds. Drexel comes the other way. Hagen maybe had a shot. Instead leaves it back for Hart. Shot was blocked, and he tried it again but whiffed. Back to the point, Urbani. Urbani shot, goal! Nicholas Urbani through some traffic. Marcus had trouble seeing it, and Drexel is on the board. That trademark wrister from Nicholas Urbani. He had to get rid of it quickly as the defender was coming right on, and Marcus just wasn't quite in position. And just the power and touch to go top shelf. Right in the upper 90. Beautiful from Nicholas Urbani. That puck was immediately fired out of play. First period of the Cold Steel Classic, the second year running between Drexel University and the United States Naval Academy. First year that we've had the privilege to broadcast it here on the Drexel Hockey Network. Josiah Tolvo leaves it back for his teammate Andrew Douglas, but great job by Gianluca Travia to punch that one free. A high pass, that was dangerous, but gets out of the zone. Pumped right back in by Navy. They touch up, and it's Andrew Douglas chasing after Gianluca Travia. Travia, long pass, but gives it away. Coming onto it now, Edward Chow. Travia, he'll try again. Hit into the board pretty well. Now it's Navy's turn to forecheck and try to control some possession, but poked free, and Drexel controls it. Eugene Lim with some speed. Back behind the net, taken into the boards hard. Turning with it now, Edward Chow. Chow gets it up into the middle of the ice. This is Joseph Giannini on it, loses it, and nearly takes Church Vara into the bench. And that's going to be an elbowing call. It was clear as day as he rammed him over the boards into the bench. Joseph Giannini will go to the penalty box, and Drexel will go on their first power play of the night. A 2-minute minor for elbowing. Drexel controls the faceoff. Across for Urbani. Will he try it again? A good pass. That one came right across the crease area. Drexel again. This one sticked wide there by Marcus. Comes back to Urbani again. Urbani has some room to work. Shot again. Directed up and into the netting. .6:56 to play, 1:42 to go on the Drexel power play. Hart again will take the faceoff, opposed by Derek Golembrowski. Hart got the stick on it. Drexel still trying to control, and now they will. Across for Urbani. He loves this shot. That one was just wide. It was directed there by McGinley. Hagan, Urbani. Into the middle, and could not be controlled there by Crane. Cleared all the way down by the Naval Academy. 1:20 to go on this power play. Urbani will carry it up for the Dragons in gold. Carried on back behind the net. Drexel maintains possession. Eugene Lim up at the point. Slides it over to the slot. Now over to this far circle. Shot, and that one goes up into the netting as well. Good fire that time with a snapshot coming from Aaron Carmichael. There is quite a crowd building here. This is always a big event. Getting toward filled status on our side of the ice, right below us in the broadcast booth. Church Vara keeps it in the zone. Navy looking to clear, 35 seconds left on the power play for the Dragons of Drexel. Church Vara, shot, never got to the net. Carmichael's in there. Now this is Kyle Weller pulling it back. Eugene Lim. Lim's going to get it back. Lim with a shot, trying to go near side. Church Vara, that shot is blocked, and Navy is going to get the clear. And a hand pass. 5:23 to go. Faceoff will come right at center ice with 5:23 to go in the first period. And now they're going to abridge that. They're going to bring it back inside the Drexel zone. That's what I thought when they initially called the hand pass. That's what Navy was campaigning for. Big hit. Wyeth Cools pounded into the boards. Nathan Runk chases it down back behind the net, possesses it. And here's Kyle Fiore in front for Finlayson. Can't get the shot off. That shot comes from Kilroy and is sticked up into the netting once again by the goaltender Luke Marcus. .457 to go in this first period. Saturday night action live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Two of the top teams in the ECHA every year, Drexel and the United States Naval Academy. Cameron Neely nudged into the boards well there by Alexander Vandenberg for Navy. Now Ross Hogan was on it, taking off the puck. Kilroy into the slot. That shot is deflected right off his stick and pops high to the backboards. Kilroy tries to keep it in. It finds its way back for Wyeth Cool. Cool will fire it down, and now 5-on-5 action as Drexel gets a half change. Michael Corkery is in there as well as Gianluca Travia. Travia is hit well into the boards. Shot comes off the side of the post. Now a wraparound. Jeremy Wick was there. Another shot came right across the blue paint. Up to the point, not out. Douglas directs that shot wide of net. Cameron Neely in there looking to clear, as is James Schickling, and Neely wins that battle. Under 4 minutes to go in this first period. Drexel will get a switch. Kelly's going to have to touch up. That allows Drexel to possess the puck. And here's Dylan Hart to win the race. That'll wave off the icing. Hart feeds back for Hagen. Hagen for Hart. They both operate below the goal line. Hagen taking off the puck. Hart could not flip it. Gianluca Travia tried to glove that one down, and here comes Nave the other way. 3-on-1. Sent across. Shot right in front. Saved there by Wick on the shot from Joseph Kelly. Now it finds its way over to Joseph Giannini. Giannini's shot goes wide. Up to the point and not out. Navy on the forecheck, creating opportunities. Sent across, shot, and saved by Wick again. Once again, Joseph Kelly on the shot. Under 3 to go in this first period. 1-0 Drexel leads. Great opportunities on both sides. Drexel finally gets the clear. Dylan Hart adroitly handles the puck, then fires it down, takes a hit in the process, but allows the other 4 Drexel Dragons to get off the ice. A much-needed line change. Possessed here by Kyle Weller. Weller over for Church Vara. He'll carry it all the way into the slot. Shot might have been deflected and goes high of net. Church Vara comes back onto the puck. Shot was blocked and goes to the sideboards. Kilroy right across. Drexel with an opportunity but can't pull the trigger. Josiah Tolvo now nudged into the boards there by Mike Church-Vera. Navy this time gets a change. 3 guys off the ice for the midshipmen. Drexel whiffs on the clearance attempt. That's Kilroy. Now a shot comes through and right to Jeremy Wick. Through a lot of traffic. It deflected off somebody in front and bounced right to the front of Jeremy Wick. .152 to play, first period. Drexel Hockey Network. Our coverage of the Cold Steel Classic. Off-angle shot, saved there by Jeremy Wick, and Drexel commits its first penalty of the night. It'll be Nicholas Urbani going to the sin bin. Hooking called against Nicholas Urbani. Navy on the man advantage. So the power play unit out there for Navy, led by the captain, Alexander Vandenberg. 15 goals, 20 assists on the year. Michael Burkhardt feeds it across, and that pass came onto the stick of Hayden, but he couldn't control it. Back for Burkhardt. Burkhardt sent in front. Vandenberg shot, and Jeremy Wick makes the save. Vandenberg finds his way into the crease, and Drexel doesn't like it. Impressive passing there by the Naval Academy. Patience there, making that extra pass, trying to space the ice and find the pockets. 1:34 in the period, 1:48 on the power play. Shot saved again by Jeremy Wick. Couldn't control it, but again, it's sent to the backboards and not in the back of the net. That shot saved again off the pad of Wick and cleared away by Patrick McGinley. Drexel's going to get there first. Nathan Runk. Now he hangs on that backboard. Is going to secure it as long as he can. Navy's able to punch it free. Burkhardt up the ice. Now sent across. Extra pass. Shot. Saved there on the shot from Brendan Reynolds. Jeremy Wick, great lateral movement, squares him up, and Reynolds' shot was cut down by the angling of Jeremy Wick in net. 53 seconds left in the first period. 1-0 Drexel. Face off. 1, and now Kelly comes up with the puck, pulling it back for Andrew Douglas. Douglas will get it back on the sideboards, feeds it back down below the goal line. Douglas Back up to the slot. Kelly winds and fires. That one was deflected and went just wide. Back to the point. John Scatcha. Scatcha will switch places. Now the shot comes in front. Drexel unable to clear. Kelly, that one doesn't get to net either. It's right in front. Jeremy Wick is on it and bodies all over the ice. 17 seconds left in the period, and Navy scratching and clawing, trying to get their first goal. Stoppage here as Alexander Vandenberg will go to the bench. Face-off won by Navy. Sent across, and what a great play there by James Schicklin to get the stick in the passing lane. Turning with it now is Joseph Kelly. Kelly with 7 seconds left. Feeds it across for John Scatcha. He'll come on to the puck, leave it back. Shot goes wide, and that'll be the end of the first period. So a late chance there for Navy. Couldn't get the shot on net. They'll still have 14 seconds to work with on the power play when we return for the second period. But what a great period of hockey that we had. Nicholas Urbani gets on the scoreboard first. The wrister from the point beats Luke Marcus, and that's all the scoring we have thus far. Thanks for joining us here for the Cold Steel Classic, live on the Drexel Hockey Network, and a look at a large student section here at the Class of 23 Arena. Great atmosphere here this evening. Excited to be alongside all of you for it. Stay with us here at Intermission. We have interviews with members of the Drexel University hockey team that we did a few months ago. A lot of fun. Some hockey talk involved as well. And it'll get you through to the next period. Thanks for being with us, and we'll be right back. Out there, I'm sure you guys would agree, being goaltenders yourselves. Back to the Drexel Hockey Network with Jeremy Wick, Dylan Gravenstein, the two goaltenders for the team. Guys, it was a interesting morning skate and then a heck of a scrimmage out there. What did you guys see out there on the ice this morning?
You know, it's definitely been a tough two skates. You had two skates in one day. The only good part is we got us two and then four other goalies this year. So, no, when you got that many guys and you're not taking as many shots, you're getting a little more rest. But I'm definitely excited. The team we got right now, I think we're looking real good. And I think everybody's really excited about the season.
Yeah, team looked really fast out there in the morning. And, the beginning of scrimmage started off a little bit slower. But, as it picked up, as you saw, bodies were flying, like shots were getting on net. Overall, I thought the team looked really good. And, the team's looking solid and keep it up going on for the rest of the tryouts.
It's so tough, I'm sure, because you don't even have your D1 and your D3 teams set yet. But compared to last year, from what you've seen in just the opening day here, how do you think you guys measure up to the caliber team you had last year?
I really do think we're going to be a lot better. We only lost 3 guys this year, 3 forward. Really, a lot of our core guys are still here, and then we got we're picking up a lot of really good players too. So I do think we're taking our game from last year and stepping it up a level.
And I think, overall, the overall competitiveness, because of the fact that, there are 2 teams, you can see it out there where people are just, the work ethic has gone up, astronomically over what it used to be at tryouts and everything. And I think that really makes teams better over time. So I'm really looking forward to see how the rest of the skates go.
We're sitting here in the middle of September, and of course you guys start in a couple weeks, but there's a lot more that people don't see that goes into you guys getting out here even today and being as ready to play as you are. Walk me through what a summer is like for a goaltender like yourself and how you prepare yourself for today.
Yeah, so definitely there's a lot of different summer leagues that you participate in. I get a little college elite league here out in Philadelphia. I do that. Get in the gym as much as possible, and then really towards kind of July, August, I did another men's league out in Wilmington. So I was really, definitely getting to the gym as much as possible and making sure you're staying on the ice, staying fresh for...
We have to interrupt just for a second. I don't even know what to call this. Backwards ice sled racing. And this is getting the crowd on their feet. Another part of the fun entertainment here at the Cold Steel Classic. You never know what you see, what you're going to see when you get to the rink. All right, now back to Jeremy Wick and Dylan Gravenstein.
Season and being in the best shape possible coming into camp.
Yeah, just trying to stay on the ice, definitely hitting the gym. Another thing that, like, you know, as goalies, like, got to be more flexible, so I like to do yoga and stretch. Like, I find that incredibly important as much as, you know, working out and everything. I really find that as you get older, you just get a lot tighter before you get out there on the ice. And the more you stretch, the more the type of yoga type stretching stuff you do, the better I feel out on the ice, at least personally. But
especially like days where today we got 2 skates in one day and then you go back at it again tomorrow, you're definitely your hips, your legs, you definitely are feeling it a lot more. So it's important to stay loose and drink a lot of water too.
The goaltender position is such an interesting one in hockey. Arguably the mentally most draining position out there. I'm sure you guys would agree, being goaltenders yourselves. You know, walk the folks that maybe have never gotten in the crease before, what that mental game is like and how you prepare yourself to be your best on a night in and night out basis.
Yeah, I mean, so as the goalie, I mean, you're the last line of defense. You know, one shot that can go into that. You know, you can't blame anybody else for your mistakes. If D makes a mistake or something, you're still there, but you know you can't. You're the last guy in defense. You know, you can bail out people, but you can't bail out yourself.
I always look at it, it's like, you know, a lot of people can make smaller mistakes out on the ice and, like, you know, might go unnoticed, but when you're in net, you make a small mistake, you got that little red light behind you going off. So it's more of just focusing, and if you do make a mistake, it's in one ear and right out the other, because if you think about it for too long, it'll bring you down. But just getting in the crease, it's just focusing and playing your game, because you only know how you can play and not letting anything else bother you as possible.
And I would definitely say the biggest part is maybe bouncing back from when you do give up a goal. You know, you're definitely down on yourself. You feel like you let the team down maybe in a sense. And that's the toughest part, just being able to, just got to be mentally tough, really, to bounce back and keep sticking to your game and playing the way you know how to, playing to the best of it.
How do you build continuity with your defensemen as well? I mean, you're dealing with 3 lines of defensemen, obviously shifting in, shifting out.
Yep.
But all the while, you need to have continuity on that back line and communication with you as the goaltender. How do you build that?
Yeah, there is really a lot more kind of communication, you think, between the D and the goaltenders. I mean, you know all the forwards on the ice and all the D are talking to each other, but it really is important because, you know, you're the last guy and you can see the whole entire ice. You can see everything. So if a D is coming back at you, he doesn't know what's going on behind him. So as a goalie, you really got to communicate with those defensemen of yours.
And it's really, it starts in practice where, you know, if we see things that are happening in practice that might have happened in a game before, you know, we both definitely, we talk to the D, tell them things we like, things we don't like. Like in this play, you might want to have done this, like going around the net in a certain way. But really the communication, and once like you communicate with them and things go well, that confidence builds. So it's more of it's a continuation as to like it continue to build that confidence, because if you say something wrong, that could hurt it, but it's really something that you build over time. And that's how it starts in practice. It really starts now, where like, you know, we talk, we yell at them, like try to just, you know, get in their ear and make sure they're hearing what we're saying and see how it works.
So what are you guys looking forward to most this season? Is there any specific game, or just generally speaking what the mindset is as you're looking forward to the season?
You know, I think every game is really going to be a big one, especially, you know, our league and our division games, just because, you know, we're back-to-back defending champions right now. Every time we play a team, they're going to be giving us their best. So we got to be ready for every game. But I'd say probably the biggest games of the year are probably our games against Navy.
Yep.
They're definitely our biggest rival. It's easy to get up for those games. Everybody's excited about one, and those ones are a battle.
Yeah. Like you were saying, every game's important, and really the best thing, the one thing that I know as a team we all look forward to is just winning another championship, and that's what we want to do. But if you were to say one game overall, it's the possibility that we might play at Lincoln Financial Field this year in an outdoor game. That would be I'd definitely look forward to that one. That would be cool.
Great stuff. Jeremy, Dylan, appreciate you guys coming on. I enjoyed speaking.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll be on again.
Thank you.
Live with Gene Lim here on the Drexel Hockey Network, a sophomore left winger. Gene, welcome. And you guys were working hard out there today. It was a great day at camp and then a great scrimmage in the second half. I'll have you throw that mic right in front of your mouth there. How did it go out there? What did you see from the guys?
Saw a lot of battling going on out there. It looked pretty good for first day back, actually. I know a lot of the kids been working hard over the summer, so you can kind of see it on the ice. But it's still first day, so we're still trying to get our legs under us, but it was a good time.
What does summer look like for you guys? Because here we are in September. They just put the ice down here at the Class of 1923 arena. So where are you guys working, and are you working out together? How does that summer look for a Drexel hockey player?
Well, during the summer, I know if you live in the state, you have, I mean, the team, they'll set up like maybe a couple group off-ice workouts during the week, but in terms of skate, maybe like once a week during the summer. And some kids, they also play college elite, like a little showcase somewhere in Philadelphia. Not around here, but so I can't like join any of them, but just from what I heard, that's what they do during the off season. So.
And where do you hail from? Where did you go to high school, and how did you make your way to Drexel?
Long story. So anyways, I'm from California, Torrance, California, but I went to high school in Connecticut, like a little prep school. It's called South Kent, when I was like 13, and just from there, I just been living by myself at boarding school, playing hockey, trying to get to the next level. But she asked how I got to Drexel.
Yeah.
Well, my sister, she went to Penn.
Okay.
So when I'd come visit her sometimes, you know, Drexel was right next door. So it's always been in the back of my mind.
Sure.
That it's here. So I don't know, when I was choosing colleges, Drexel seemed like the right fit, just with the co-op, and I didn't know they had hockey at first when I first came.
Really?
I found out that they had tryouts, and I just kind of hopped in.
That's
see
great.
what I could do.
And so how has Coach Zoldi and his staff molded, you know, someone like yourself who maybe didn't know there was going to be hockey, and some guys that knew from, you know, the beginning of their hockey careers that they wanted to play college? I'm sure you did as well. I mean, how does he mold such a different group of individuals together to what was a very successful season last year, and of course hoping for that this year?
I think it's all the rookie captain, bringing all the guys together and just like bonding. If you bond off the ice, you bond on the ice, and you can work together. And yeah.
So how do you guys bond off the ice, Gene?
Doing what guys do. We have a lot of fun. Just sit around, laugh, tell jokes and stuff, and make fun of each other. But
that's great.
Nothing too harsh, though, you know. Just for fun.
Absolutely. So we sit here in the middle of September. Your first home game, or first game in general, is in a couple weekends. Home game, not for about a month. What's it like to come to a venue like this, which is really, I mean, a tremendous atmosphere, a tremendous building? What's it like to call this your home ice?
It's actually pretty special, this rink. It's huge compared to like all other rinks. So when you get the crowd in the stand when you're playing, and then you get everybody cheering, it does pump you up a lot. And yeah, it's a big arena, so like sound travels throughout the rink, and it's fun. It's loud. It can get loud.
It's great. Well, October 13th, that'll be the first home game. I know we'll be looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing you out there.
Sure.
Gene Lim, appreciate the time.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome back inside our broadcast booth here at the Class of 1923 Arena. My name is Bob Long, broadcasting the game here for the Drexel Hockey Network. Mike Crisafulli back behind the camera doing a great job. And tonight is the Cold Steel Classic. Navy against Drexel, perhaps the greatest rivalry in the ECHA. And these two teams do battle twice a year, every year, and then a conference tournament at the end of the year. And there is no love lost. There's a lot of respect on both sides, but no love lost. A lot of times, the winner of this will go to the postseason, the ACHA Nationals Tournament. And this year, very similar. Navy hanging on to kind of third, fourth place, depending upon the weekend in the ECHA. They need this win against Drexel, who slid into first place in the ECHA by virtue of their win last night over Westchester. On the Drexel side, they're looking to put their rivals away. They won on the road in Annapolis earlier this year, 7-4. They're looking to win this one here today, have that head-to-head hammer and the points advantage that they currently hold, and that could really propel this team down the stretch. So this is an important period here, an important 2 periods to the end of regulation. Drexel currently a 1-goal lead, but 14 seconds left still to kill off on the man advantage for Navy. Navy, I've been impressed with what I've seen from Alexander Vandenberg. Luke Marcus has been really, really good in net. He's going to need to continue to be as Drexel's bringing the house at him here tonight. We'll now turn your attention to the ice for puck drop here in the second period. Big crowd, as we mentioned, on hand here tonight at the Class of 1923 Arena. Really the premier event for this Drexel hockey program every year. And we're underway once again. Drexel gets that clearance. 10 seconds left now on the man advantage. Navy will make one last run down to 5. Michael Burkhardt carries it up and fires it into the zone. Full strength now for Drexel. Quick shot saved there by Wick, and the follow could not get off the stick of Luke Turk. If he could have rolled those wrists maybe just a little bit, he could have found his way there. That puck skitters right by the post and wide. Carried on there, couldn't get it over to Burkhardt. Now up the ice, Schickling. That pass was a little bit too far. He'll chase it down. Back behind the net, number 27, Brendan Reynolds. He will carry it to mid-ice and will backhand it into the zone. And we have a whistle as the puck went into the penalty box. Another one of the unique things about this Class of 1923 arena, both penalty boxes are right next to each other with only one piece of plexiglass separating them. No scorer's box in between. The benches are on different sides of the ice, which make things very interesting. Kind of takes the long change out of the game as well in the second period. Icing, as first to get to the dot was Ross Hogan, the defender for Navy. One nothing. Drexel leads over the Naval Academy. Live from Philadelphia. Faceoff won by Drexel. Wyeth Kuhl will spin it back. Nicholas Urbani plays it up. Drexel will be able to clear. Christopher Hagan hit hard by number 24, Joseph Kelly. Now spun back in by Drexel. Wyeth Kuhl can't clear. Coming onto it now, Kelly. Kelly from an off angle sent it right in front, and Kuhl with the skate there to take control. Back to the sideboards. Christopher Hagan turns it over. Sent right in front, still loose, and goes wide of net. Patrick McGinley back behind the net along with Nicholas Urbani. McGinley can't clear it. Now it's Navy on the forecheck, taking down 2 Dragons. Nice stick in there, that time by Christopher Hagan to lock the windows indoors at the point of truth. Hart goes right off the mask of Marcus, and he recovers. The unmistakable sound of a puck hitting plastic. And Luke Marcus has to readjust the helmet now in net. Hart was slotting it up for 90, and Marcus, pardon the pun, using his head on that one. Making sure all the straps are correctly fastened, and now we're ready for hockey once again. 1-0 Drexel leads. 17:53 to play, second period. Nathan Runk and Andrew Douglas. Douglas controlled that face-off. Edward Chow for Navy. Looking to clear, but they only get it to the point. Gianluca Travia comes right onto the stick of Finlayson, and Fiore could not get there. Puck was laying right in front of the crease. Navy into the neutral zone, fires it ahead. That came just north of the red line, and thereby will be an icing. So not quite a heady play there by Navy. Number 14, Joseph Giannini, didn't quite know where he was on the ice. An extension or two further, and he would have been in business. So now Drexel will get the full change. Navy, their line's been on there for a little while. Big face-off win there by Andrew Douglas. Wrapped around the boards. It'll get to center ice and allows Navy to clear. Now Navy will send it in, and a full change for the midshipmen, although only Josiah Tolvo will remain. Now Tolvo hightails it back to the bench, and they complete the line change. And that's an offside just by the length of the puck. Navy came into the weekend 18-5, 2-0. A loss to Villanova up here in the north, and they are looking to find their way here in Philadelphia and make this a successful trip. Certainly they need it for their postseason hopes. Off-angle shot comes right across the blue crease. Eugene Lim will carry up for the Drexel Dragons. Weller wants it, gets it on his stick. Back below the goal line, wonderfully poked free by Brendan Reynolds. Reynolds has been very impressive here tonight for the Naval Academy. Long pass. They're going to have to touch up, and they elected just to touch the puck. Offside is called. 16:24 to play here in the second period. A 1-0 lead for the Dragons of Drexel. Dressed in the gold, moving from left to right. Bob Long on play-by-play, Mike Crisafulli, my partner in crime, on camera tonight and always for every Drexel hockey home game. Good pass up there. Schickling couldn't control it, or perhaps just tried to bump it forward. And now he's going to come back up with the puck. Sent back behind, and that one came over the stick of Crane, but back to the point. Long shot right into the gullet of Luke Marcus, and he makes the save. Jamie Crane wraps it around. Schickling back below the goal line. Cameron Neely is in there. Forecheck here for the Dragons. They keep it in. Deflected shot goes just wide of the post, but Marcus had it covered. Turning on it now is Joseph Kelly, feeding back behind the net. Turning on it now, Matthew Stamler. Stamler nearly loses the puck, but Navy is able to clear. Stamler comes back onto the puck, carries it in, sends it across, can't get the shot off. And Wyeth Cool is taken down hard. That shot is blocked. Cameron Neely puts his body on the line. That was a nasty hit. One more shot. Wick comes out and takes away the angle. What a save by netminder Jeremy Wick. Wyeth Cool was drilled into the boards there. Could have been a boarding call easily. And now Kyle Zoldi at the bench having a discussion with the one referee. Perhaps not the one that would have had that call, but one of the two referees nonetheless, saying, hey, what gives, man? He was face planted into the boards. Started a foot or two away from the board. It was carbon copy of what you'd expect from a boarding call. Wasn't made. And now the net comes off the moorings as Patrick McKinley takes a nice piece out of Josiah Tolvo, and that one, I would say, no doubt, a little bit of revenge there. You always expect this game to be physical. That should be no surprise to anybody. And I would expect after the last two possessions here that this is going to continue to be physical. Flipped ahead, and that will clear the zone. Well done. Now a crossing pass for Christopher Hagan. Carries it across, feeds it in, and a wonderful stick lift there by Joseph Giannini. As Patrick McGinley was coming on and trying to touch it. McGinley gets it back. He's tripped on the play. Still no call. Not going to come. Navy up the ice now. And Corker able to clear. Bodies sprawling all over the place. And now we get a whistle. And it looks like Gianluca Travia is going to be called for a penalty. So Drexel will go a man down. Actually, it's not Travia. It's Dylan Hart. And if it's Hart, it must have been whatever went along the boards there, as it looked like Zachary Flagler came off the bench and just went down. Perhaps an anticipatory whistle. That one could have been a penalty. Certainly more egregious than what Dylan Hart did. And all the while, Drexel's got to get a clearance. Burkhardt turns on it, sends it back behind the net, and he goes sprawling. Up at the point. Matthew Stamler into the slot. He switches places with Burkhardt. Back below the goal line. Sent back to Burkhardt in the slot, and that pass was behind Reynolds. Blaze Kilroy raises the stick of Reynolds, but Navy still possesses. Reynolds to the dot. Leaves it back at the top of the circle. Brendan Reynolds. Now for Stamler, and Stamler's pass taken away there, but not out. Long shot is blockered wide by Jeremy Wick. Two bodies go down, winding and firing, and the pad is there for Jeremy Wick. 53 seconds left on the man advantage. Drexel holding firm thus far, and that one gets out of the zone. Great work by James Schickling to pressure. Navy touches up. Church Vera elicits the puck and will send it all the way down. What a great play by the assistant captain, Mike Church Vera. Full change here for Drexel. 33 seconds left on the Navy power play. Carrying it now, Joseph Kelly. Kelly gives it away. Eugene Lim taken down. Now Navy will carry. John Scatcha fires it back behind the net. Crane with the backhand finds his way to Lim. Nobody's at the point. Here comes Drexel the other way. Kyle Weller one-on-one. Weller's shot goes just wide. Marcus might have had it covered. Now Navy, little toe drag. Right in on Wick. It's in front. They can't get the shot off. And Navy with the clearance. Hart is out of the box. Eugene Lim using his body. Keeps that one in the zone. And now Drexel with a little bit of fire in their legs. 12-16 to play. They kill off the penalty in wonderful fashion. Big hit. Now Hart right in front. Shot. Goal! Bradley Crane on the follow. It's 2-0 Drexel. A lot of guys to highlight there. Let's start with Eugene Lim. Are you kidding me? Dylan Hart comes out of the box right as the clearance is made at the end of the power play. Hart does enough work. Luke Marcus has to fire the puck down the ice. And flying in like a madman is Eugene Lim, putting his body right on the edge of the blue line. Keeps it in. They fight. They forecheck. Dylan Hart pops it in front. And Bradley Crane finishes it 5-hole through Luke Marcus. And it is 2-0 Drexel. Tremendous. Nothing short of tremendous. Drexel looking to clear, and they will. $11:34 to play. Second period. Drexel with a 2-0 lead. Up to center ice, but no further. Sent back in. And back to get it, Michael Corkery. Corkery feeds it up. Big hit there in the center of the ice. That one was delivered by number 10, Connor Hayden. More going on, and Hayden is being escorted to the box. That's a couple of big center ice hits. And Hayden is being cascaded with boos by the folks here at Drexel. And that hit just came after the whistle, quite simply. He took issue, thought there was a trip, nothing was called, took it into his own hands well after a whistle. Because you know what? He was right. There was a trip. The whistle blew, and he takes a piece out of one of the Drexel Dragons well after the whistle. So Navy down by 2. They had an opportunity to go on the man advantage. Instead, we're now 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. Drexel controlled 4-on-4 opportunities, and there were a lot of opportunities with a lot of penalties when they played down in Annapolis earlier this year. Drexel was very successful in the 4-on-4. Blaze Kilroy. Now a shot saved there by Marcus. Couldn't control it. Back for Churchvara. Churchvara carries on. Back behind the net. Carmichael is there. Extra pass for Kilroy into the slot. Shot and saved. Sticked up and into the netting. Substitutions on both sides. 10:33 to play. Jeremy Wick still perfect. Luke Marcus has been beaten twice. Drexel in the yellow, Navy in the blue. Patrick McGinley punches that face-off to the backboards. Navy looking to clear. McGinley gets there first, up for Churchvara, over for Kilroy. That shot comes right on Marcus. It was deflected on the way there. Scatcha takes down one of the linesmen. He's a little slow to get up. Churchvara controls back behind the net. Matthew Stamler with him every step of the way. And Drexel now able to clear. Throws it to the stick of Kilroy, but Kilroy didn't have his stick in hand. Able to get it up. Now they control it once again. He fires it on net and scores! Blaze Kilroy, welcome to the Drexel hockey program. He saw Marcus was out of position and fired it just north of the red line. What an astute observation, a wonderful shot, and he finds Twine to make it 3-0 Drexel. And behind the play, Luke Marcus is still down. He'll be attended to here shortly by the Drexel trainer. Looks like in his effort to get back into position, he certainly strained something. Don't want to speculate at all. Marcus is still down in net on his back. Certainly you hope the best for him. If they would need to go to a backup, it would be Thatcher Givens, number 30, 7-3 record, .899 save percentage, and a 3.29 goals against. Marcus is now stretching it out on his own power. You like to see that. He may be able to hang in this game. So now it is going to be Thatcher Givens, number 30, replacing Luke Marcus. And that's got to be a frustrating way for him to end the night. A extremely competitive game all evening long. Finds himself out of position. Kilroy, certainly a wonderful play. and then hurt on that play. No chance to avenge himself, and he's pulled from the game. So we'll redo this face-off right at center ice. 3-0 Drexel, still 42 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Big hit into the boards. Hart taking off the puck, and turning on it now is number 19, Edward Chow. Navy carries it on. Shot from Kelly into the glove of Jeremy Wick. And Chow taking some umbrage. Drexel finding his way out of the crease area, protecting their goaltender. Getting a little chippy. Alexander Vandenberg in there as well, the captain for Navy after the play. Can't blame the Naval Academy, though. They're trying to find any way, find a dirty goal, find a way back into this game. Their postseason hopes are on the line here tonight, and they find themselves down 3-0. Long shot is blocked there by number 12, Nicholas Urbani. Wyeth Cool takes Kelly into the wall. There's been a lot of those today. No boardings called by anybody. Just the one elbowing earlier in the game against Navy. Dylan Hart, now Hagen. Hagen, an off-angle shot, save there. Good effort. He made Thatcher Givens think about one on his first save of the night. Now Dylan Hart is taken down. We have a whistle. Hart is still down. Brendan Reynolds was the one that was in there on the hits. And with 9:02 to play, we have a stoppage. Joseph Kelly having an argument with the referee at center ice. Both referees now. 5-on-5 hockey as both 2-minute minors have expired. An explanation being given to Kyle Zoldi in the Drexel bench. Cameron Neely controls the faceoff. But now Navy's going to get there first. That might have been offside, but it was certainly close, wasn't called. Corkery spins it back behind the net to the sideboards. Cameron Neely will be able, with the help of James Schickling, to clear it. Sent right back in and out of play. We'll get a face-off at center ice. Sent in there by Drexel. No icing. That one's waved off. And I don't think Burkhardt knew it. He had given up on the play. Now Jamie Crane back behind the net. Able to corral the puck three. Great effort there by Douglas, and Reynolds is able to clear. Sent ahead. Corkery calmly spins it back to center ice. Navy will send it right back in. The midshipmen get a change. Drexel with a long pass up the ice, intercepted by the Naval Academy. Now onto the stick of Connor Hayden. Shot, saved, follow, still loose. Not out of the zone yet, but Wick was up to task. Under 8 minutes now sent across. Onto the stick of Bradley Crane, laid his stick down on the ice beautifully, and Drexel now looking to clear. They will, onto the stick of Kyle Fiore, who will get it to center ice and clear it down. A race to the backboards. Well done there by number 30, Thatcher Givens, the new goaltender. Changes here for Drexel. Hayden taking off the puck well. Joseph Finlayson plays it back for Mike Churchvara. Churchvara calmly spins as he was pressured by number 15, Luke Turk. This one intercepted by Hayden. Given right back. Churchvara. Possible numbers here for Drexel, sent across. Fiore couldn't get there. Wonderful play by Ross Hogan for the midshipman. Still not out of trouble. That puck was onto the skate rather than to the forehand of Nathan Runk. Drexel goes with the long pass, and that was not touched, so it will be an icing. Mike Churchvara argues that he touched that puck. The official says no. And the faceoff back to the near side circle in the Drexel offensive zone, or I should say the Navy offensive zone. 6:57 to play, second period. Drexel maintains this 3-0 lead. Navy trying to cut back into it. Nearly had a shot. It was right on the doorstep. Couldn't be finished by Golemboski. Up to the point. Kept in there. Joseph Jeanine will flick it back. Joseph Kelly is back there. Blaze Kilroy for Drexel trying to clear. Finlayson gets it out of the zone and into the neutral zone. Big hit there. Kilroy taken down, but it is cleared back to the neutral zone again. Navy pumps it right back in. Wick plays it back for Churchvara. Churchvara long pass gets to Kyle Weller, and by him, should not be an icing. It's waved off. Eugene Lim keeps it in the zone. Kyle Weller is in there taking off his skates. That's a good no call in my opinion. Stamler was just on the puck and nudged Weller, did not trip him. Weller slides it in. Eugene Lim on the race. Joseph Giannini will get there first for the Naval Academy. And now turning on it, Andrew Douglas for the Naval Academy. Douglas, shot goes just wide. Spinning, and they can't get the shot off. Josiah Tolvo couldn't roll those wrists. Now Aaron Carmichael brings it in to the goal line and below. Carmichael feeds it back for Cool. Cool's long shot does get to the front of the net, but can't be finished. Brendan Reynolds comes to a stop. That shot is blocked. Flipped high. And that one, if it gets on net, will wave off the icing. It does not, and it is icing. So Drexel on a long shift, 5:11 to play here in the second period. We'll have to find a way to clear and get to the bench. Navy brings fresh reinforcements onto the ice, looking to find their first goal of the night. There isn't much of a point differential in the ECHA standings at this point, but Navy has played more games. That shot is blockered high and into the netting. They've played more games. They've lost more games. They've either lost in regulation, overtime, or a shootout 5 times in the league. Drexel twice. Drexel already has the head-to-head advantage with the win over Navy in Annapolis, Maryland. So a win here tonight would push Navy to 6 losses in a regulation, overtime, or shootout. Drexel would have 2 and the head-to-head advantage in any event of a tiebreak. Long pass feathered up beautifully. Luke Turk shot gloved by Jeremy Wick. And listen to the fans here, class of 23. They love their starting goaltender here at Drexel, and Jeremy Wick has had nothing short of a tremendous year. .900 save percentage, 3 goals against per game. Brought on, and the wiffle ball soft toss could not be connected by Joseph Kelly. Drexel keeps that in the zone, and it pops out of play with 4:28 to play in the second period. The 3 that you see on the left-hand side of the scoreboard is the Drexel Dragons. 3 goals scored, 2 in this period. Bradley Crane and Blaze Kilroy, 2 defensemen. Nicholas Urbani scored the goal in the first period, so make that 3 goals scored by Drexel defensemen tonight. Kilroy will win that race to the puck. On him is Matthew Stamler. Clears it out to center ice. Will come up well short of icing. We mentioned Kilroy at the top here for the Drexel Dragons. A Division III transfer, came in right at the start of this semester. His first home game playing for the Drexel Dragons. Joseph Finlayson feeds it down, and that came right onto the skate of Mike Churchvara. John Scatcha trying to clear, but he can't. Churchvara in and sends it right across. Nathan Runk feeds it back behind the net. Skatja and Finlayson. It'll be Finlayson to get there first, but Skatja takes him off the puck. Now 5 men in the scrum. Shot was blocked. Now a follow. Save made. And Thatcher Givens is on it. So Thatcher Givens has been tested early. He came in midway through this second period. On the Blaze Kilroy goal, Luke Marcus, he was out of position, tried to find his way back in, might have strained something, laid on the ice on his back for a few minutes, and then eventually came off the ice. His night appears done. Wyeth Cool sends it back in with the backhand. Everybody touches up for Drexel. Joseph Giannini sends it up the far boards. Zachary Flagler couldn't get it out. Now turning with it are the Dragons. This is Jamie Crane. Crane goes down, as does Andrew Douglas. And a penalty is called. They're still getting after it on the near side boards. Go ahead, tell me this rivalry doesn't matter. These teams do not like each other. They can't pull them off one another. Douglas still going at it. Jamie Crane and Andrew Douglas. Douglas will be escorted off the ice. Jamie Crane will go to the box, as will Douglas. And this is one of the beautiful parts of the class of 1923 arena. No scorer's box in between these guys. Just one fateful piece of plexiglass. And you'll see them hanging across into the ice, continuing to argue about what just transpired. Referees have a discussion over near the scorer's table. I assume 5-minute majors on both sides. No formal declaration yet. The Captain Hart and Luke Turk for the Naval Academy standing by and watching. They'll no doubt get an explanation from the referees. Now one linesman, one official will discuss with Dylan Hart and Luke Turk. The other linesman over here by the penalty box discussing with Andrew Douglas. And all the while, we await up here in the press box. So Jamie Crane gets 4 minutes, and Andrew Douglas gets a 5-minute major. More discussions, a long stoppage here. Douglas getting an explanation, as is Connor Hayden. Another big opportunity for really both teams. 4-on-4, the ice will be open. The narrative is clear. And the directive is just as clear for Navy. They need to score, and they need to score quickly so that they can find themselves in this game in the third period. 2:47 to play here in the second period. 4-on-4 hockey, and Drexel with a 3-0 lead. Navy in the blue, Drexel in the gold. Navy now carrying from right to left. They give it up. Dylan Hart, shot, save there. And he doesn't know where the puck is. Thatcher Givens was sliding to the side as if that puck popped free. It never did. It was lodged in his equipment. Patrick McGinley will take the face-off, opposed by Hayden. Hayden gets the better of him. Turning with it now, Brendan Reynolds. 4 minutes for Jamie Crane. 5-minute major for Andrew Douglas. Wyeth Cool back behind the net. Drexel looking to clear. Reynolds turns with it and gives it away. It's 2-on-2. McGinley has to pull up at the blue line. Lynn comes across. Urbani joins the fight, flicked it across, and it was deflected well by Navy. Now up ice, Connor Hayden is able to turn on it. Hayden brings it in, and it's poked free by Urbani. Big hit there, Eugene Lim taken down by Connor Hayden. Completely legal hit, no less bone crushing. Now diving it on the net, yeah, Jeremy Wick, it pops up right into his glove. Alexander Vandenborg crashes the net trying to create a dirty goal, and Jeremy Wick was right there. Drexel controls the face-off. Aaron Carmichael will bring it back. Still another 2 minutes, 45 seconds of 4-on-4 action. Church Vara spins it out of the corner and will carry it up the middle of the ice. Gives it away. That pass was just behind Derek Golembrowski for Navy. Weller, he'll come right at the net as well. Brought back behind, well directed that time by the defensive Navy. Spun across. Church Vara keeps it in at the slot. John Scatcha turns with it for Navy, brings it back behind the net. Ross Hogan turns with it. Up ice, onto the stick of Derek Golembrowski. Sent back and in towards Jeremy Wick, and he covers it up. 51.4 seconds to play in this second period. The 4-on-4 should carry over into the third period. Cameron Neely controls the faceoff. Blaze Kilroy turns with it for Drexel up along the sideboards. James Schickling, 1-on-3, carries it in. Taken off the puck well and drilled by Joseph Kelly. Fans aren't going to like it, but that's a clean hit. Puck was on the stick of Schickling, and he just squared him up. Luke Turk gets to the red line, wraps it around the back of the net. Kelly and Kilroy comes back to the point. Shot was deflected and goes back behind the net. Cameron Neely, full head of speed across the red line, taken off the puck. Long shot goes high from James Schickling. They try the long pass for Turk. It bounces over his stick and that of Blaze Kilroy. And that'll end the second period. So Drexel takes full control here in the second. They score 2 goals, scored by 2 defensemen. Bradley Crane. And then Blaze Kilroy gets on the score sheet here at home as a new member of the Drexel Dragons. 3 goals scored by 3 defensemen. And the Dragons are 1 period away from sweeping the regular season series against Navy. Hang with us. We'll have more interviews at the intermission, and you are watching the Drexel Hockey Network. Bob Long here on play-by-play, Mike Crisafulli on camera. Thanks so much for being here, and what an atmosphere we have had. Stay tuned. We're back here at the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and we're with former inductee Lou Nolan, who was on with us last year. We're really excited to have you back, and nice to see you here.
Well, you know, it's a great event. I'm glad to be here, and I'm more honored that I was inducted, and it's great to see friends here that are making that journey the same way, notably Reggie Leach.
Yeah. Absolutely. A tremendous player, as you well know, back in the 1975 Stanley Cup teams, and part of that unbelievable line back in the 70s that really just took other teams' lunch money.
I think there were 141 goals from that line. I remember that number because they threw out, it broke some record or something, I don't know, and they threw out these dollar bills, orange dollar bills, and they fluttered down. Nothing reached the ice, but I got a couple of those home. But, I mean, I've seen Reggie score 5 in a game. It's pretty good.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really unbelievable. Yeah. And so if you compare a line like that, a team like that, to some of the other great teams that the Flyers have had, of course, they won a Stanley Cup, so that is right there at the top. But what did they bring that makes such a good hockey team and kind of led people to believe and led people to understand what the Flyers' identity was?
Well, you know, when you win the title like that and win the cup, you basically are in everybody's heart forever, and it's very difficult. You know, with Billy Barber and Clarkie and Reggie together, Reggie could really shoot, and so could Billy Barber, and Clarkie could set them up and then pick up the garbage that bounced off goalies because the goalies couldn't control the puck. So they popped in a large number of goals. Later on, with Tim Kerr playing and Dave Poulin playing, guys like that, there were people that were almost equal, but not quite equal. And you could be in Game 7 and against Edmonton and not make it, and it's a world of difference from making it and having what it takes to win that cup.
Really is. You're absolutely right. And against some of the tremendous teams back there in the 1970s, notably they beat the Buffalo Sabres to win the Stanley Cup in 1974 and 1975. How has the game changed in your mind since that time to some of the great players and teams that you see today?
Well, that's a softball question. Speed. The teams that back in those years wouldn't come up the ice with the same speed as they do now across the league. A little more of a snake-like entry into zones. Our guys don't do a lot of that. When they do that, they're offside. Because somebody always wants to go straight at it. But these guys, they're drilled differently. They drill the same thing over and over and over until it becomes part of what they have in their brains as far as how they perform. And just speed is the main thing. And talent, I think these guys nowadays keep themselves in better shape. I think they are measured in every single thing that they could possibly be measured in. We have analytics now in the league. 2 or 3 people with the Flyers do analytics. So everybody knows in management what can be done and how somebody's performing.
All right, so I'll try for not 2 softball questions in a row, Lou. I would hate to do that. So let's talk about the junior ranks, and let's talk about USA Hockey and where the future is for USA Hockey in terms of producing prospects. Of course, when we talk about the Olympics, we're not going to be talking about NHL players any longer. So the junior game, the next wave of USA talent, how do you see that?
Well, because there's so much emphasis put on national teams nowadays, and they'll train 50, 60 guys at camp and pull them from different places. I think it's good. I think we're going to be good going forward. Junior hockey and the ages leading up to junior hockey, 16, under 16, under 17s, under 18s, they're better than they ever have been. And I think that the future is really strong. Good leadership, good teams, a lot of American players.
And speaking of the juniors, obviously the college game has just exploded in terms of amateurs that are trying to make that next step. You see a team just in this state like Penn State make the jump up to NCAA Division I and the success that they've had. The college game, how do you feel that the college game is being represented both from a media perspective and in terms of the talent that you see then filtering upward?
Well, I think more than ever you have the ability to tune into a college game just about any night you wish to do so because of the proliferation of cable and digital television. And so you can watch people. Now, they're being scouted all the time for talent, just like the juniors are and just like the other professional ranks are. So I think that the college game itself is so exciting. I mean, those guys go out and they run through the end of the boards and nail somebody. I mean, it's, you know, it's terrific. And nonstop, and they produce some pretty good players, and that's evident by the individuals that have, you know, come into the NHL. But I mean, talk about Gostisbehere, right? He was, you know, his team won the Frozen Four, and they won 7-4. He was +7. So, I mean, it's ridiculous, you know. And he's played well with us. I think that some of the talent has caught up to him. He's got that little move back again that he had in his first couple of years, and then last year lost a little bit of. It's confidence, you know. He's a good player, and I think that things ahead for our Flyers team are strong.
So why and what in particular gives you that indication? Obviously, a great organization that year after year is trying to put a good team on the ice. And I got to ask you, as you're wearing the beautiful orange tie this evening, what you see out of the Flyers this year. And, of course, there's some great prospects in the pipe, most specifically a guy that'll be in between the pipes.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Carter Hart, who is down in Allentown now, and will probably play a majority of the games there. And he's got a lot to learn. It's just like anybody that comes out of junior, no matter what level you play on. You know, you play national and junior, you're still playing against other junior players. You start playing against men who have a better shot, who will not, will do what they need to do to win a game, including running goalies. So it's a little different there. But he'll go to school there, and Ron Hextall will be very patient with him. And if we hold up okay up here, I think that he'll get his chance to learn, adjust to the shot, adjust to the speed of the game, which is accelerated in both ways. And I think we'll see him here, but I got a funny feeling we won't see him this year.
Yeah, interesting. I know that's the question. There's a lot of fans out there calling for him now, but perhaps the best thing for his development.
Yeah, his numbers aren't great, and I think that is part of the challenge for him to face. How do I make my numbers better? Now, think of the pressure on people here. If he was 5-0 with a 161 goals against average and a 933 save percentage, it's not like that. If it was, there'd be pressure to bring him up every time a goalie has a bad game. But it's not like that. And I think they're going to have time with him there, and I think he really needs the time. So Allentown's a nice place.
Yes, it is. Not too bad. Billy Joel once wrote a song about it.
Yes, he did.
Well, before I let you go, I got to give a shout-out on behalf of the Drexel University hockey program. I've been calling their games this year, going to be doing every home game for them, and I know that all those guys and everybody that's associated with hockey in Philadelphia, big fans of yours. I can say the same for myself. Appreciate you coming on and being a part of this.
Well, I'm flattered. Thank you. As I said here when I was inducted, I'm just a kid from Southwest Philly who loved hockey when lots of guys played basketball, and I never believed the ball was coming back to my hand when I dribbled, so instead it was hockey. But thanks for having me on. I appreciate the chance.
It's been a pleasure. We welcome you back inside our broadcast booth, live from the class of 1923 arena. Bob Long here, Mike Crisafulli back doing the camera again here this evening, and we are almost ready for the third period. Drexel with a 3-0 lead. 3 goals, 3 defensemen for the Dragons. Nicholas Urbani in the first, Bradley Crane in the second, and Blaze Kilroy from another zip code in the second as well. He realized that the goaltender was out of position, fired it from north of the red line, and it found its way on one hop into the back of the net. His first home game as a member of the Drexel Dragons hockey program, transferred in just to begin this semester, already making positive, significant dividends. Jeremy Wick has been perfect in net here tonight. He's trying to keep that clean sheet. He is trying to push the Dragons on to another victory, which would sweep the regular season series. On the Navy side, back to the drawing board. They certainly have created their share of the opportunities, haven't found the back of the net. Have to be a little bit stronger on the forecheck, have to be able to clear the puck a little bit better than they have, and that's going to create the opportunity to get back into this game. Along 20 minutes to go, get ready for the ride. It's been a wonderful Cold Steel Classic, and we'll take you now to the ice. And it is the beginning of the third period of the second annual Cold Steel Classic here on the Drexel Hockey Network. Drexel with a 3-goal lead. We remain 4-on-4 for the next 1:13, but there's a delayed penalty as Wick comes to the bench. So Navy will go a man down. Wick's to the bench. Kilroy came on, and it was touched there by Alexander Vandenberg. I don't know why you blow that dead. Certainly no possession of any kind. And that's the argument you're getting from TJ Lasig, Kyle Zoldi, and the Drexel bench. They can't believe that they blew that delayed penalty dead. You need a little more of a touch than that. And now this face-off is going to come at the near side circle. .1934 left third period. Referees will go over to the scorer's box and have a quick discussion. It's tough, though. If something like that, a pass is deflected and you get that much stick on it, and it were somehow to trickle back down the ice and into the net, certainly Drexel wouldn't like that either. So you can certainly see both sides. And that touch near the blue line drew the penalty call. Referee over having a discussion with Kyle Zoldi and the Drexel coaching staff. That's the reason for our delay. Remember, Jamie Crane and Andrew Douglas are still in the box. Crane for another, it says 49 seconds. That should be either 47 seconds or it should be a minute 49 to Douglas. But now John Scatcha goes into the box for 2 minutes as well. They drop it down. Cross ice pass. Churchvara's shot. What a wonderful block inside there by Luke Turk. One timer, another great block by Navy, and they were able to get the clear on the 4-on-3. Eugene Lim with the speed, brings it in and pulls it back. 4-on-3 for Drexel. And it'll be 5-on-3 in 8 seconds. Churchvara, it's poked away from him. Now Crane is back on the ice. It's 5-on-3 for the next 55 seconds. Saved again right at the point by Eugene Lim. Crane has his stick knocked away. That's wrapped around the boards. Nobody's there at the point, and it will find its way into the neutral zone. Turning on it now, Aaron Carmichael. Brings it across the red line, now the blue line. Carries it in, waits for reinforcements, drops it back for Christopher Hagan. Hagan with patience, sent it right across, and it was taken away by Navy. Urbani back at the point. Dragons 5-on-3. They can afford to be patient. 20 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Goal, Drexel! Patrick McGinley at the far side post. And Christopher Hagan just puts it on the tape. Hagan to McGinley. Drexel leads 4-0. And Christopher Hagan, the best passer on this team, picks up another assist. That's his 20th of the year. He just makes guys on his line better. He's a joy to watch. And now the crowd can start to feel it here at the class of 23. Navy staring an 0-2 weekend right in the face. Long cross-ice pass. Still is 5-on-4 for now just the 1 second, and Navy gets that fifth man on the ice. That one went off the post. It was deflected in front by number 16, Ross Hogan. Shot from an off angle, save made there. And they can't get the shot off. They'll flip it back to the point. Wyeth Cool wraps it around the backboards. The captain, Dylan Hart, back behind the net. He'll feed Nicholas Urbani, passes it into the slot. Cool's shot is blocked. What a play there by Joseph Kelly. Now carried in, spun across, and nobody was there for Navy. Matthew Stamler was the only one up ice. Stamler's going to get to this puck first. 17 minutes left in the game. Navy desperately trying to get on the board. Now Edward Chow, shot goes off the glove of Jeremy Wick to the sideboard. Second shot comes in, and Wick is right there. Navy comes up with the puck, back behind the net, Josiah Tolvo. Tolvo sends it into the slot, and it's mishandled there, but kept right in the zone. Shot didn't really have any legs, comes back again. This puck is deflected, never gets to the net. Joseph Finlayson, and here comes Drexel. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Shot goes just wide of the net. Gianluca Travi will pinch all the way to the goal line. Fiore from an off angle tried to bounce it off the back of Givens and into the back of the net. That one comes off the side of the post. Joseph Finlayson on the forecheck, as in Nathan Runk. 3 Navy midshipmen are in there as well. We tick under 16 minutes to go in this third period. Finlayson has the puck, now Runk. Runk leaves it back. Here's Gianluca Travi. A shot was deflected, gets all the way to the net and goes wide. Finlayson gives the puck up, and Navy turns it back, led by Zachary Flagler. And that one is popped up by Bradley Crane into the Navy bench. 15:42 to play, third period. Bob Long, Mike Crisafulli. Here broadcasting Drexel Hockey on the Drexel Hockey Network. James Schickling flicks it up into the neutral zone, pumped back in, took an off-angle bounce. Maybe an opportunity here for Navy. Up to the slot, directed in front, and pulling it now is Alexander Vandenberg. Vandenberg's shot was deflected and didn't get to the net. Cameron Neely carries up for Drexel. He's taken off he's hit pretty hard there. His Schickling's hit hard as well, but Drexel able to maneuver it back behind the net. Navy spins it back behind Brendan Reynolds. They can't clear. Jamie Crane wraps it behind. Drexel's going to get a half change here. James Schickling pulls it behind the net, sent in front. Nobody was there. Navy pulls it back, and it's Brendan Reynolds. Reynolds has it taken from him. Schickling still has it. Schickling with a shot, didn't get much power on it. Eugene Lim just off the bench, working with Mike Churchvara. Navy finishes the check on Churchvara. Eugene Lim splits two defenders, leaves it back for Carmichael. Carmichael's shot is saved. What a play by Eugene Lim to create that opportunity. Now a bouncing puck is pulled down by Reynolds. Make that Derek Golombowski. Golombowski brings it back in. Works with it behind the net, looking for help. One-timer, didn't get much on it, and it's blockered up and into the netting by Jeremy Wick. 14:05 to play third period. It's been simply convincing here tonight. The Dragons, a come-from-behind win last night on the road at Westchester, feeling that momentum, feeling that flow, and leading by 4 goals. Now Kelly's shot, broken down by the angle of Wick. Came out to get it, and once again, we'll have a face-off in the Navy offensive zone. Kyle Weller to face off against Golombowski. Navy has the initial control. Kelly back behind the net, but can't come onto the puck. Aaron Carmichael adroitly spins it back. Patience here for the Dragons, and then they nearly, well, they do lose the puck, but nearly turned it over in their own defensive zone. Shot, saved there by Wick off the shot from Matthew Stamler. Golombowski pops it up. Stamler back behind the net, works his way up, takes the shot, never got to the net. Great block by Nicholas Urbani, and he's able to clear it himself. Carmichael and Lim as the rest of the Dragons change. Comes to center ice. Michael Corkery is on it, flips it back in. Patrick McGinley will able to chase it down, and Drexel will get the rest of that change completed. John Scatcha carries the puck, flips it in. Number 4, Josiah Tolvo back behind the net, and Drexel looking to clear. Zachary Flagler bumps it down below the net. Tolvo is in there. Tolvo is taken off the puck well, though, by the Dragons. Kept in at the point, directed wide. Jeremy Wick is going to make the stop and cover it as Gianluca Travia was taken down hard on the play and is a little slow to get up. .12:35 to play. You know, I really shouldn't say that. Travia wasn't taken hard down on the play. He went down on his own. Looked like he was cramping up, and now he's being taken off the ice. Certainly hope the best for Travia. He has been great on defense all year long for Drexel, giving this team a lot of depth. James Schickling will come onto the puck with 12:30 to go. Sent in front. Nearly just goes wide. Hit the outside of the netting on the backhand. James Schickling. Crane, a big hit. And a penalty. Crane will go to the box. That's the first boarding call we've seen here today. Schickling getting into it with 3 members of the midshipmen. Drexel's been pretty good about staying out of the box here today. Jamie Crane, though, has been there twice. Takes another seat in the sin bin. And Navy, they're going to need a goal here in the midst of this 2-minute minor. 4 goals down, 12 minutes left. Face-off fought for and controlled by Navy. Flipped back, Runk was in there but couldn't clear it. Now Alexander Vandenberg sent it in front. Wonderful save there by Matthew Stamler, right at the point. Connor Hayden. Hayden spins it back. Vandenberg comes in. Can't get the shot off. Great play there by Blaze Kilroy on defense. Brendan Reynolds flips it back for Vandenberg. Vandenberg gets there first. Carries it back for Stamler. Stamler, good move. Takes Runk out of the play. Shot. Goal for Navy. Matthew Stamler, how do you do? A great play to spin Nathan Runk right out of the play, and ended up the puck being in between Runk and the net. Pulled right into the top of the circle and snapped it home right by Jeremy Wick. Clean sheet is over. Down to just a 3-goal lead. It's 4-1 Drexel. And back to 5-on-5 as Navy gets the power play goal. Can Navy build upon this momentum? Aaron Carmichael shoots and it goes just wide. It was clipped by Givens on its way by. Carmichael spins. Comes to Kyle Weller. Weller just backhands it back behind the net and allows Carmichael to go on the forecheck. Cross ice pass. Stamler got a stick on it. Urbani spins it back behind the net. He goes down and a penalty is called. So Matthew Stamler going to be called for the hook. 2 minutes in the penalty box coming up. And not what the doctor ordered for the midshipman. Yeah, and he got the stick up. Saw on our replay here in the booth. Looked like a hook from what we had on our cameras. So now Drexel back on the power play, trying to get that goal back. Kyle Weller, a big hit. Taking down Hayden. Eugene Lim on the ice. Church Farah, shot, save. Puck is still loose, and it's cleared by Navy. Desperation clearance by Ross Hogan. Lim, the pass. This is going to be an icing. Although it's waved off. They waved off the icing. 10:19 to go in the game, $120 on the power play. And another delay penalty as Wick goes to the bench. 6-man on the ice. It's 6-on-4 for the Dragons. Dropped off in front. Sent across, nobody there. Now touched up. It'll be a 5-on-3. And Drexel with an opportunity to really shut the door on Navy. 10 minutes exactly to go in this third period. You get the feeling this is make or break. If Drexel can find a way to score here, that would just about do it. Navy, at minimum, needs to find its way through this 2 minutes without giving up a goal. If it can find a way for a shorty in the last minute of the 5-on-4, all the better. But the game hangs in the balance. Navy's postseason hopes very much on the line here at the Cold Steel Classic. Urbani drops it back. Hagen's pass is deflected. Caught and brought down by McGinley. Couldn't get the shot on net. Jamie Crane, good stick work to keep that in the zone. Sent right across. And Navy's going to be able to clear it, but not out. Got right up to the blue line, but Urbani was there. Jamie Crane back for Urbani in the slot. Drexel 5-on-3 for the next 16 seconds. McGinley's shot is deflected and goes high, and that'll skip around the half board, and that'll allow the puck to get out of the zone. Urbani had that stick low, but it stayed up on the boards. Now 5-on-4 as Matthew Stamler comes back onto the ice. Drexel's going to have to regroup here. 8:47 to play, third period. They lead 4-1 over their arch rival, the United States Naval Academy. Long pass onto the tape of Mike Churchvara. It's a fight for the puck. Aaron Carmichael gets to the puck. Leveled into the boards there by Alexander Vandenberg. Churchvara, top of the circle, spins it back. Hit into the boards. Churchvara is going to pinch and get there. 16 seconds left on the man advantage. Back for Churchvara. Has time. Sends it back across. Lim shot blocked there by Stamler. What a play by Stamler, the forward for the United States Naval Academy. Kyle Weller. Here's Lim. Right in front. Goal! Aaron Carmichael on the assist from Eugene Lim. So Drexel doesn't get it on the 5-on-3. They don't get it on the 5-on-4. But they wore down this Navy team. And on a 5-on-5, after Navy worked so hard to kill that power play, they find a way into the back of the net. Wonderful pass from Eugene Lim, and Aaron Carmichael just laid his stick on the ice and was able to lift it over the top of Thatcher Givens. Shot and saved by Jeremy Wick with 7:48 to play. Opportunity for Navy right in front. They couldn't get it onto the stick of Derek Golembrowski. Drexel turns with it. Big hit as Finlayson goes down, and Jeremy Wick makes the save. Finlayson caught with his head down in the middle of the ice, and that's a recipe for disaster. I don't know if Hart got a stick on that. Doesn't really matter. That came before the red line. Hart's going to argue that number 14, Joseph Giannini, had every chance to stop that puck for Navy, but I don't particularly disagree with that call. It was a bouncing puck, had a lot of speed on it. It wasn't right on the stick of Giannini. So the icing brings it back into the Drexel zone. Wyeth Cool's going to get there first. Nathan Hayden is on the chase. Patrick McGinley turns in the middle of the ice and is able to clear it. Navy's got to touch up. Under 7 minutes to go. Wyeth Cool spins it back for Blaze Kilroy. Kilroy for Hart. Up to the point, but not out. Whiffing on the puck that time was Giannini, but Navy keeps it in. Only for the time being, as Drexel popped it out, right back in, and now the midshipmen get the change. 4-goal lead for the Drexel Dragons, comfortably ahead. Navy throwing the kitchen sink at them, trying to find a way to start goal by goal. Thatcher Givens leaves off for Reynolds. Reynolds is going to get it back through his stick and onto the stick of Alexander Vandenberg. Vandenberg back behind the net. Corkery got a stick on it for the Dragons. Vandenberg is still in there. Both he and Corkery are on the ice. Puck makes its way up to Schickling, pops it high, nearly to the ceiling here at the Class of 23 arena. And poke 3. Here is Crane. Crane shot, goal! Jamie Crane snipes it upper 90. 6-1 Drexel. What a play by Jamie Crane. He popped it free, and reward yourself, young man. Larister beats Thatcher Givens. He had no shot. 6 goals for the Drexel Dragons tonight, 6 goal scorers. And the Dragons well on their way to maintaining that edge in the ECHA standings. Remember, in the ECHA, it's not a conference tournament that determines who goes to the ACHA National Tournament. It's the regular season champion determined by points. Drexel does a lot for themselves here tonight. Big save there by Jeremy Wick on the one-timer from Golembrowski. Aaron Carmichael slides it by. Corkery comes onto the puck. Drexel ties up the puck. Here's Bradley Crane. Crane shot into the catching glove of Thatcher Givens. Crane was going for his 2nd goal of the night. Both of the Crane brothers have found the twine here this evening. Jamie in the 2nd period, or I should say Bradley in the 2nd period, and Jamie just a moment ago. Big winding shot, deflected in front. Runk couldn't finish it. I think Givens got a piece. Good reaction time from the netminder. Now that shot comes just wide from Finlayson. Didn't get a ton on it. Fiore back behind the net. Fiore flips it high, kept in by Churchvara. Right in front for Runk, but couldn't handle it. Hip check there from Churchvara, taking down Joseph Giannini, and that is going to be done so illegally. On the touch from Drexel, it'll be Mike Churchvara going to the box. And Giannini took a nice piece on his way off the ice of Nathan Runk. And the way he's discussing, it looks like he's about to be tabbed as a culprit there and sent to the box himself. So any chance that Navy thought they might have of getting a quick one here on the power play, they're going to now need to do it 4-on-4. It was just one of those unnecessary things. It wasn't a ton of contact, but it was well after the whistle, and he certainly extended that right arm to take down Nathan Runk. Whether Runk went down a little bit easy? Sure. I think that's a worthy question. But it's just something you can't do. Now Dylan Hart got the message from the officials. Churchvara has a discussion with number 14, Joseph Giannini. As we mentioned, one of the great things about this arena, one of the quirks in this old barn that you won't get just about anywhere else. 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. Drexel leads 6-1. Looking to complete the regular season sweep of Navy. Alexander Vandenberg turns with it. The captain for the midshipmen. Carries it into the zone. Poked away from him, but kept in the zone. Cameron Neely brings it back behind the net. Nicholas Urbani, he's hit hard into the boards. Still back below the goal line, and now Drexel's going to be able to clear it. Pulling it back now, Michael Birkland. Fed it back, still behind the net. Huge hit on Michael Burkhardt, and that is an easy boarding call against Wyeth Cool. And Alexander Vandenberg gets right into it. My mistake, Nicholas Urbani, number 12, not Wyeth Cool, number 2. And Urbani goes to the box. Vandenberg, I can't imagine that he's not going to be disqualified, and he's just been sent off the ice on the other side. Vandenberg trying to get in the official's face. He's been sent off the ice with 3:48. And again, if you're Navy at 6-1, you're frustrated. That wasn't a clean hit by Nicholas Urbani. It just wasn't. But let hockey's justice system take care of it. He's going to the box. no need if you're Vandenberg to go in there and do that. You think about it, if you're Navy, again, a five-goal deficit here, but trying to find a way into it. Mike Churchvara commits a penalty. And then Giannini does something after the whistle. Nicholas Urbani, a clear boarding call. Alexander Vandenberg does something after the whistle. It's just not smart hockey. And Nicholas Urbani has also been sent off for the rest of the night, it appears. 5-minute major to Urbani will send him off for the duration of this third period. You see the discussion on the far side of your screen there, Dylan Hart and Luke Turk. Turk taking the place of Vandenberg, who's the captain for Navy and otherwise would be receiving this message. The board shows a 5-minute major to Nicholas Urbani and a 2-minute minor for Alexander Vandenberg. But Vandenberg has also been sent off. So, this should be fun. 3-on-3 for the next minute 17. A lot of ice space. It's like an overtime period. Really, the big thing here, the game pretty well, you would think, in hand. The big thing for both of these programs is just don't have anybody do something stupid, don't have anybody removed for future games, and don't get anybody hurt from the chippiness. So now Vandenberg, who was sent off the ice, will be replaced by Matt McVickers, number 11, who will serve his time in the penalty box. Now Navy an opportunity, 2-on-1. Feeds it for him and they score. Tic-tac-toe, Darren Golombowski gets the goal on the assist from Matthew Stamler. And very quickly into this 3-on-3 period, it is 6-2 Drexel. So on a 3-on-3, a lot of open ice space, anything can happen, 53 more seconds of that. Navy perhaps sees a door crack open. Bear in mind that the 5-minute major to Nicholas Urbani will take us all the way to the final whistle. So after this 3-on-3 subsides, it'll be 4-on-4 for about 40 seconds, and then the rest of the way 5-on-4. Navy, nice block inside there by Gianluca Travius, and back in front, and Jeremy Wick got a stick on it. That was huge, as Reynolds was there ready to can it on the back door. Under 3 minutes to go, 4-goal game. But certainly doesn't feel that way as it's 3-on-3, and Navy's already had success with the 1 goal. Carried on here by Navy. Crushed into the boards by Cameron Neely. Turning on it now, Travia. Travia up the ice for Christopher Hagan. Churchvara. Patience. Now it's 4-on-4. Crane. Cross-ice pass for Schickling. Schickling's pass, shot should say, gets all the way back behind the net. Churchvara taking off the puck. This is Joseph Kelly carrying it on for the Naval Academy. 13 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Navy will get their 5th man on at the conclusion of that. Wick makes the first save. James Schickling comes up with it with 4. Now 3. Taken down at the center of the ice. – Navy winds, fires. This one goes off the backboards. Schickling can't come up with the puck. Golumbowski taken down. No penalty, and because it's now 5-on-4, Drexel can fire it back down the ice. 90 seconds to go in this one. Drexel with a 4-goal lead. Drexel fires it back, now down to 70 seconds left in this one. And a penalty will go against Navy. .106 to play, 6-2. Hang with us after the game for the presentation of the 3 stars. Save made there by Givens, as well as post-game interviews with members of the winning Drexel Dragons team. That should be just a few minutes after the conclusion of tonight's game. Joseph Kelly turns with it for Navy. Corkery. Navy has to touch up. Kelly to the bench. 33 seconds left. That shot goes just through the glove and a bit high. 23 seconds left. Hit into the boards. Navy with one last rush. Zachary Flagler brings it to the top of the circle. Save made by Wick. Follow is thwarted by Eugene Lim. Down to 7 seconds left. Flagler onto the puck. Can they get one more shot? They can. It is saved by Wick, and that's it. Drexel with a huge win, sweeping the regular season series against the Naval Academy and winning the 2nd annual Cold Steel Classic here at Class of 1923 Arena. Jeremy Wick, what a game from him in net. He's going to be the 2nd star of the game here tonight for his excellent work between the pipes. And now the Dragons will shake hands, as is customary, with the United States Naval Academy, who fought hard. Looked like they might have had a door cracked open in the latter stages of the 3rd period. Couldn't quite convert, but fought all the way to the end. A chippy game here this evening, without a doubt, but such comes with a rivalry like this. A big shout out to the faithful of the Drexel University student base, as well as all the fans that have came out from the local community. It wasn't a pretty night. I haven't seen it in a while. I'm going to guess it's not pretty out there right now. But in bad weather, they came out to support this team, their 1st place ECHA hockey team. And a presentation of the trophy, the Cold Steel Classic. Gianluca Travia has it now. He'll carry it around. It's a good looking shot here. Drexel in their biggest home game of the year. The guys, we were talking about it as early as September 2018. Win it convincingly, 6-2, and a +7 goal margin on this Navy team this year. 7-4 in Annapolis, 6-2 here in Philadelphia. And this team starting to feel it. A reminder, next week we have something really special. We have a D1 and D2 doubleheader on Saturday evening, January 26th. Be with us as we bring you the first D2 hockey game that we're going to broadcast this year, and looking forward to some more of that in the future. It was tough to determine the 3 stars. You got 6 goals and 6 goal scorers. Now, I don't think any of the folks that had assists were guys that had goals. Everybody contributed. Of course, you got to give Jeremy Wick some love as well. I don't know if we're going to have those announced or not. So we'll announce them here on the Drexel Hockey Network. 3rd star of the game, number 12, the snipe from the point, Nicholas Urbani. Got him on the scoring column, brought the physicality all evening long, and was a real presence for this Drexel team. 2nd star of the game, Jeremy Wick. The goaltender gave up 2 goals, but really was fantastic all evening long, and it was 4-0 deep into the 3rd period. He controlled things between his pipes and had another great effort. And the 1st star of the game, it's a guy that came back to start this semester. He scored a goal, but he is so important on the forecheck for this team. Number 8, Aaron Carmichael, your 1st star of the game here from the Cold Steel Classic. We'll take a quick break, but hang with us because we're going to have members of the winning Drexel Dragons team with us live in the booth. The final 6-2 Drexel. You're watching the Drexel Hockey Network. Bob Long on play-by-play, Mike Crisafulli on camera, and we'll see everybody in just a few minutes. TJ Lasig with us here in the broadcast booth. TJ, congrats on a great win here today and a regular season series sweep of Navy. That's got to feel good.
Absolutely. They're always a tough opponent. We know year in, year out, every game we have with them always comes down to the wire. So glad to get out of here with those 3 points. It was a real good performance from the guys today.
Folks at the ECHA must really like you guys. They've given you 2 weekends this season of Navy followed by Westchester, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what's going on in the league office, but you guys have to handle back-to-back 2 of the best that this league has to offer twice now.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Those are always tough weekends. First one, I think we got 1 of 2. We were able to get 2 this weekend, which was huge. So down the stretch here in league play, second semester, really big for us to complete that goal of getting back to nationals for the 3rd straight year.
Coach, the Cold Steel Classic. It's our first time broadcasting it, but certainly not the first time that you guys have done this. What's this event mean to the folks here on this team, to the community? They showed out in a big way tonight. What's not just playing Navy, but what's the Cold Steel Classic and everything that comes along with it mean?
Oh, it's great. It's just a great environment out there. This is, for the 2nd year in a row, the most crowded game we've had. A lot of people in the stands, rowdy as well. Shout out to our trainer, Bridget, for organizing this. I think she did a fantastic job, and just want to make sure we show our appreciation for all that those guys do for us, for those that have served our country.
That's great. It's a great message, and it's a great evening. You guys really delivered both on the ice and how you guys put this event together. So congrats on that. Go enjoy this win, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bob. Appreciate it.
TJ Lasik, the assistant coach with us here. We got players coming up in just a second, so stay tuned. Thanks, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, back with Jeremy Wick, Aaron Carmichael, Nathan Runk of the winning Drexel Dragons hockey team. Let's start with the man in between the pipes, Jeremy. Another great effort out there here today. You're defending this home ice very well this year. And walk me through some of the challenges that Navy provided there tonight.
Yeah, so Navy's always a close game against them. They work out a ton. Like, they're going to the Navy after they graduate, so they're always skating fast, hitting hard. I'd say that's probably the biggest challenge we play against them, but I do think we have more skill against them, and when we outwork them, we're going to win those games.
Well, it was an impressive effort. Let's start with you, Aaron. You had a tremendous goal, and you do so much work on the forecheck. I'm very impressed by the effort that you bring in every game. I know these guys will probably say it's awesome to have you back. How does it feel to be back?
It's awesome. I was out for a while there, and it was really tough for me. It's good to bounce back and be able to contribute. Started off a little slow, a little sluggish, but definitely good to be back and contribute and be out here with the guys.
And Nathan, to you, a lot of effort out there I saw from you as well, really, really working hard. Tell me about, again, you're one of the bigger guys on this Drexel team. Navy's got some big guys as well. What's it like going against the size and brawn of what they have over there?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. You can tell they've been hitting the weight room a lot. So you just got to go. Like, don't be afraid to get knocked down when you're going in for a hit, because the guys love it. Whenever you just put everything out there, everybody gets energy from it. And I feel everybody was risking their body today. Even though they were bigger, we were all having fun.
So we'll pass this across the line here with this next question. This, probably one other weekend in the first half of the year. It was also, ironically enough, Navy and Westchester in the same weekend, but this has to be one of your biggest weekends of the year. Of course, a lot to look forward to, but what does it feel like to know everything that was at stake this weekend and to be able to deliver twice?
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about before the season even started, we knew this was going to be the game that everybody was looking forward to. And, when we step out here and you just see all the people here tonight, like the crowd was huge tonight. I think you could really tell, the boys were all fired up, and I really thought that was probably the best first period of hockey that we played all year. And I think a lot of that has to do with the crowd here tonight, just all the support we got.
Yeah, pretty much. We knew it was going to be a tight race coming down to the wire the second half of the season, and we knew we were going to have to put together some big games. And we all showed up this week and we bought in. We did what we were supposed to do. Yesterday it was a tight game, came out on top. Today we kept that energy, we kept going, and it was good to have all the fans out here today.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this weekend, we all knew that this was make or break. But we got to treat every weekend like this going forward. Like, just because we won this weekend doesn't mean the next couple weekends are going to be any easier. I think this weekend is something that we can build off of and really just grow as a team, prepare for playoffs and what comes after.
Yeah, and to add to that too, the standings right now, they're pretty tight between us, Westchester, Navy, and William Patterson, and really this was the big weekend to kind of start to separate us a little bit from those teams and kind of, you know, get to a place that we want to be, securing that top seed for nationals.
Well, best of luck. You put yourself in a great position, but as you said so eloquently, every weekend is a chance to slip up or a chance to continue the progress you've made. So I wish you guys the best. Enjoy the rest of your weekend here, and congratulations on a wonderful 2 games of hockey this weekend.
Thank you.
Jeremy Wick, Aaron Carmichael, Nathan Runk joining us here in the booth. Bob Long here for the Drexel Hockey Network. Thanks to Mike back behind the camera doing a great job here tonight. Your final 6-2, and we'll see everybody next weekend here on DHN. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.